Hey everybody, welcome to God is Love. This is Big Mike. Um, I got the headset on today. My other microphone is put away for right now, so just accept that I got my gaming setup on for this message. So everybody, that's all the last message that I was going to do. God's color of the rainbow, and we're going to get to that in a second here. But first, I want to say, next to you, with everything going on out there, that if you're a follower of Christ, and believer in God, that it's okay you to feel lonely. Everybody feels lonely, but you're never alone. I learned that from my pastor a long time ago, but I feel lonely often, and what I do is I go and sit down. I remember I'm not alone though. I have God, and I sit there and have a conversation with God. I will sit in my chair, talk to God just like I'm having a normal conversation. So remember during these times, when you're home, if you're feeling lonely or stressed, remember you're not alone. God's there with you. All right, so God's rainbow. The great thing is, my son the other day, he had said something to me. He thought someone looked different on TV. I said, "Oh, they look ugly," and I explained to him that nobody's ugly. Everybody's God's creation. So, if you were to say that, you would insult, God Himself. God makes all these wonderful things. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, yellow, orange, green, blue, what size you are. We're all different shapes, sizes, and colors. But inside, we are all God's children. God made all of us. And God makes gold. Everything God touches turns to gold. God made us. We're all beautiful creatures, beautiful beings. And, pardon me. One of the great things about God is, He made us all, but He made us all different. If you look at a puzzle pieces, none of them are identical, but they all fit together to make this one great picture. And that's how God created us. All different shapes, sizes, colors, but we all come together as God's children and we make a whole. And God, it's just wonderful when I think about it. Just thinking about all the different, backgrounds for people being from different areas. One of my favorite things is to try different foods. One of my favorite dishes is oxtails. It's a Jamaican dish, and I think it's amazing. Um, and if we were all the same, and we all made the same food, we all were the same color, same shape, life would be a very, very boring place, wouldn't it? I mean, God made all these wonderful, different creations, so we get to explore, have fun, get to know one another, love one another, and that's the big thing that we need to understand. God made all of us, and Jesus says to love one another, and we need to spread that love, no matter what. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter your shape, your color. We are all God's children, and God, He's a wonderful, wonderful thing, and we're wonderful children that He made, and we are lucky, we are blessed. Um, I saw a movie the other day. It's called Wonder. I know it's been out for a while, and I heard it's a great book. I do like to read. I just haven't read it. Um, but the child is deformed, and I remember thinking, like, why would God let a creation like that? Like, why would He do that to somebody? But then I thought about it. Maybe the parents needed that to bring extra strength to be better parents. Maybe his older sister, needed that to become a better person, the great person she was. And he was this way. And yes, he went through all these struggles, but inside, he was this beautifully, beautiful person. And he was able to spread that love to others. Others that used to make fun of him and laugh at him. And that, from seeing something different, they judged him right away. But later on, he's able to make them see his inside and to love him for who he is. And that's how the world's supposed to be. So maybe that's why God made him that way. Now I know it's only a book, but there are real people out there like that, and I believe that's why God does it. He does everything for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Now I also believe God doesn't control us, because He can't judge us if He controls us like a chessboard and moves us where He wants us to move. It's up to us to make our own decisions how we treat people. It's up to us to make our own moves on our own chessboard of life. Nobody controls us. Now we can pray for His guidance, which is what He wants us to do and what we're supposed to do. But then ultimately in the end, it's up to us to do the right thing. And then God can look at us as His children and see they love me, they followed my rules, and they did the best they could to live like my son Jesus Christ. And living like Jesus isn't easy. It's a high, high standard, and nobody can do it because we're not perfect. Jesus was. But we can try our best every single day. And if you make a mistake today, a mistake tomorrow, it doesn't mean, oh, forget it. Let's just go on with our lives and why be nice? No. You made a mistake the next day, the next second after that mistake, you start over new. Start working on yourself again, becoming a good person. You can start over at any time in your life. But remember that we're all one. We're God's children. It's a short message, quick message, but I just needed to get it out there. We need to love one another and embrace our differences. It's important. So on that note, just remember God is love. I love you all, and I'm going to try to do a daily message out of a verse of the Bible. I'm going to take it and give my interpretation of it, where I think it goes, and try to give a good message every day. A small, brief one, maybe a 2-minute message, and then I'll still do my weekly ones, which are more of length. But God is love. I love you all. Thank you so much for your support, and God bless you, and I will talk to you all soon.